Yeah, I went to college thinking I'd be involved in student work, and somehow we ended up in church planting. In our third year at college, as a student placement, we got placed with a guy named Rod Thompson at Mount Druitt, who was church planting in a pretty tough area. And it was just an eye-opener to see what he was doing. I'd been involved in student work and seen that as a place where, people really got converted and discipled well. But here was actually a church starting with people becoming Christians, growing as Christians all over the place. And Rod was willing to be experimental in all sorts of ways. There were things he did I would never do. And it was just exciting to turn up every week and see what was happening. And I guess from that, it really gave me a passion to be involved in church planting.
And gave us the sense that you could choose your own adventure, that you could actually just have a go at inventing something a bit different.
So church planting is often seen as the R&D department of the church. Is that what you saw at Mount Druitt?
I guess what we really saw was someone thinking again about how do you actually, with a blank piece of paper, ask the question, how do we reach people in this culture well for Jesus? How do we actually strip back the baggage and say, how's the best way to take the gospel to these people?
And it wasn't cookie cutter. He made lots of mistakes, and I think that's what was really helpful, was that idea that we could make mistakes as well, but just, give it a bit of a go.
Mm.
So, Cathy, what are the strongest impressions that you took away from those years in planting, not only at Mount Druitt, but also at Blacktown and more recently at Tremoyne?
I think the sense of adventure. Someone at college said to me, I think it was somebody that started the Baptist Missionary Society, said expect great things from God, attempt great things for God. And I think I've just viewed it as a bit of an adventure, and adventures are like really cool holidays. Usually disasters happen, and along the way some really fun stuff can happen as well. There are times when I've wanted to tear my hair out and get a normal job, and there's other times when I think, I wouldn't want to be doing anything else.
So did you both have the benefit of a coach?
Yeah, no, when we started out at Blacktown, we didn't have a coach. We had some peers, and peers are really helpful. A couple of mates I could ring up, but it's not the same thing as someone who was a little bit older and wiser and had some experience. And I think that meant we made more mistakes than we would have otherwise, but also it just made it a much lonelier experience to really begin on your own and not really have anyone sort of who was there for you and cheering in your corner.
Oh yeah, I think that whole thing of having someone to say, here's a hole, don't fall in it, would have been really helpful. But I think the problem with just banding together with other people that are doing it is you tend to commiserate when things are tough, but sometimes you need someone to pull you aside and give you a bit of a talking to as well. So I think I would have liked it to have some older women around who I could sob on their shoulder, but also get slapped around sometimes and get refocused.
I guess I'm hearing part of your understanding of coaching. A lot of people I think view coaching as being very, formal and very specific. We're just going to make sure that you grow a church. But in your understanding of coaching, it seems as though it's more than just making sure a church grows.
I guess when I think about what a coach is, a mentor is someone who's usually older and wiser, and it's really kind of not very intentional and highly relational, just kind of hanging out with each other kind of thing. A trainer at the other end of the spectrum is someone who's just really focused on skills and getting something done. And a coach will be somewhere in the middle. It's going to be relational. It's going to be about getting the church plant working. And it's going to try and hold those two things together.